What is good, guys? We're gonna be breaking down Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury, the rematch. I want to mention how there's a lot of good odds for this card. So if you watch boxing, if you're new to boxing, I know you guys showed a lot of love on the polls. I asked you guys, would you guys rather see Tyson Fury in depth or Roman Kopylov versus Chris Curtis? And Chris Curtis versus Roman Kopylov actually won in the poll, so that was actually interesting. But I'm going to do both. I'm going to do both since you guys showed so much love. So when we go to boxing, the odds right now, Oleksandr Usyk is a minus 154. Slight favorite. Tyson Fury is a plus 126. This is the rematch. The first bout ended in split decision via Usyk winning by split decision. That ninth round was very crazy, and that tended to be the definitive factor on why Tyson Fury was able to lose a split decision. My best props for this fight, I'm going to tell you guys right now because it's boxing. I say take money line on either side. This seems like this could be a setup for a trilogy, so this fight could be a setup for a trilogy. This goes the distance. It doesn't matter what the scorecards will say. They might just give it to Tyson Fury just to get the trilogy going. I think Usyk might need to win this fight by KO via KO if he wants a definitive factor, because the fact that that last one was a split decision shows that they still had Tyson Fury winning after he got rocked badly. And we're going to go over Oleksandr Usyk, and then we're going to go over Tyson Fury as well. I also like this prop as well. Sometimes there's boxing specials, so when we go to show all, it says right here, will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 150. No, plus 118. I think yes at a minus 150. Their first bout was very crazy. If it wasn't for the referee, though, he probably would have stopped it early in round 9. So be careful with this. But I think taking that this fight goes the distance is more safer than picking one of these guys, because if this goes the distance, they're going to choose whoever they want to win. We saw it with Francis Ngannou, and I don't know. It's boxing. Boxing is rigged, one of the most rigged sports in the world. And then I like this, total rounds in the fight. Over 10.5, minus 215, under 10.5. I think the over 10.5, you can parlay it with the future UFC card, Amanda Ribas. Total knockdowns, over 0.5. I think there's going to be over at least one at a minus 185. I think that's pretty good. So let's get into the breakdown in depth, who we think is going to win this fight. We have to mention what happened the first time around. So Tyson Fury was really affected by his wife's Paris miscarriage in their first fight, Oleksandr Usyk. So Tyson Fury was able to... He actually had a miscarriage, and I wasn't able to find this out until his coach was able to say it.
In the family as well as you do, and not saying it is an excuse, but could you see it, how it must have had an effect on him as a human being?
Yeah, I never heard... I wasn't aware of it. I knew she was expecting a child, and even... she's always at the fights, and I was expecting her to be there, really. And then when she wasn't there, I thought, oh, maybe she can't fly, or, something like that. But then Tyson never mentioned it. Tyson never mentioned it once, but he was very...
This is important because this is some stuff that goes in the back of your head that you will take into the octagon, and you're not going to tell nobody. So this will be in the back of your head at all times.
Very quiet. Even, the day of the fight, we went in the afternoon. Fights take place so late over there, so it must have been around 6 or 7 p.m. We all went for a walk.
And this is in Saudi Arabia.
He was very quiet. We had a good chat, me and him, and just talking about his career and how far he'd come, and what this moment meant to him. But there was a certain quietness to him, or maybe a sadness, but that was probably playing on his mind. So all these, listen, when you watch your fight, you're just seeing the fight, but the months and weeks leading up to that fight dictate how the fight turns
out. Exactly. So we have to acknowledge that. We don't want to get into a sad story, but we have to acknowledge that. There's no way I could do this in-depth breakdown without acknowledging that. So right here, it seems like Tyson Fury lost his cool against Oleksandr Usyk with their intense 11-minute face-off. We have to look at the aspects, the psychological factors. We have to look at everything. This is an in-depth breakdown.
Butchered this time, smashed to pieces. You fucking idiot. No leaving alone for you. You're fucked.
He hasn't seen his wife. He hasn't seen his kids for 3 months. Take that with a grain of salt. Take that with anything.
Don't be afraid. I'm butchering you. Never mind. Don't. Only harassing me. You're fucked.
Usyk is not scared. Usyk is ready for this fight. He's been waiting for this fight for a while. He's 37 years old. As we see right here, he's the older fighter, almost 38. We have to take age into consideration. Tyson Fury will be the younger fighter. We look at right here. This is when Oleksandr Usyk was training with his partner, and he was trying to go his. This is Usyk, and his sparring partner has his hands low, and he makes him pay for it. Just like that, a left hook, a left hook.
Whoa.
Very good at sparring. Have to take that into consideration. Reminds his opponent, keep your hands up. The fundamental basics are always on Usyk's side, always will be. They always will be. Then we look right here. So this was Lil Wayne's message to Tyson Fury the first time around.
His motherfucking ass. Usyk? Who said we fighting? You shadow boxing? We're gonna kick his motherfucking ass.
And then this is, you know how rappers always have the wrong side. They're always on the wrong side. They're always bad luck. We look right here. This is by far one of my favorite Usyk finishes. You see how he sets that up to the body? We can easily slow this down. 1, 2, boom. Right to the body. Hits him out. That's it. So now we're going to go into Oleksandr Usyk. And we're going to see his gorgeous counter to the body from Usyk countering from the counter. So, this is very important because there was a lot of adjustments that were made during the fight. When we look at this fight, Fury was dancing around the octagon trying to keep his jab going, trying to maintain his range. Usyk needed more head movement in order to close more distance, needed to do that in and out bob style like Mike Tyson. Touches him up. Tyson Fury's trying to keep him on bay, keep him away, keep him at range. Usyk goes to the body, goes over the top, right to the body again. And I believe he will go to the body again all fight. This body shots helped him. He always goes to the body. He loves to go to the body. By far, one of his most beautiful techniques is his straight to the body. Just look at his straight to the body. His haircut's weird. Nobody's going to like this guy. Nobody's going to be on this guy's side. Everybody's going to be like, who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is. This guy's trash. He has a weird haircut too, so nobody's going to be on his side. But this guy has been boxing in the pocket, has been undefeated ever since he entered pro boxing. By far one of the most cleanest fighters inside the pocket. When he lets everything go, he lets it go. His opponents can't get him off of him. He's like glue. Like his opponent, Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, they can't get him off of him because of the pressure, the cardio, the relentless pressure. This is almost like a grappling clinic in MMA where you're just overwhelming your opponent with just baby shots. Not even baby shots, some medium shots. And then you're slowly closing in your distance, slowly closing in range, cutting off the distance, and boom, that's it. And it's an overwhelming opponent. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. I'm going to go fast forward. It's his career. He's won 10 rounds multiple times before. Always looks good. He's won 12 rounds as well. Right here in round 3, he was actually able to get a knockdown, which shows that even if the fight just first started, he could still get you down and still has that undeceiving power. He just needs to clean. He just needs to hit you clean. He has good accuracy as well. Right here against Pedro Julio Rodriguez. And the reason why I bring up these old clips is because of habits. You have to look at habits. He always goes to the body. You look at his habits, he will always go to the body. He will never leave the body shot selection. Touches upstairs, right to that body. It's 1, 2, 3, then to the body. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the body. He will always end his combinations to the body most of the time. Goes upstairs, works upstairs. Great in and out movement like Manel Kape against Bruno Silva. Looked like he entered the Matrix. Just wanted to get to the knockdown point. Because if you see, it's not just one shot. It's an accumulation. It's always an accumulation of strikes. His uppercut is by far, the way he's able to leverage his uppercut is so good. Almost like by far one of the best boxers inside the pocket. WBO Cruiserweight title in 2016. We can look at this fight as well. I just want to fast forward a little bit though. In the 11th round. So this is the 11th round. See how his cardio looks. See how he looks. See if he's dictating the pace. See if he looks the same as in round 1, as in round 12, as in round 11. We look. He tries to set the jab. His opponent can't keep his hands up. His opponent's just trying to roll with punches. And you will never see Usyk just roll with punches. Usyk will always keep his hands up, always trying to maintain distance, and always trying to keep control. Goes to the body, then goes upstairs. It's almost like a clinic. And then we look at the judges' scorecards, and Usyk is winning by 1. He's winning by 1 point. Let me just move this down. We look at the judges' scorecards, and Usyk. These are the predicted judges' scorecards, but it's gonna be like this in the Tyson Fury fight as well, where Usyk can, or maybe Tyson Fury wins the first 3, then he wins the next 2. It's always gonna be where they're just toss-up rounds. These rounds are just toss-up rounds. Look at Artur Beterbiev last fight. It's just toss-up rounds. The judges are on their phone while looking at the fight. They just toss up the rounds, and they just write 10-9, 10-9 for whoever they think won that last round or the last seconds of the round. So, in my opinion, I thought that this fight was a little bit more dominant. Make what you want, but the fact that he's only winning by 1 point, like, the judges' scorecards need to be a little bit more accurate, because if Usyk was not able to, I believe, is this Usyk getting dropped, I believe? Let me just make sure Usyk is the one that got, so Usyk is the one in the yellow. Yeah, Usyk got dropped. Okay, so this was a pretty close fight. This is why it's very important to mention this fight as well. He actually ends up getting dropped. I'm not Yeah. He got dropped, yep. But he still closes, still covers his face. He got dropped in the 11th round. And now we're going to see how he does in the 12th. How he puts up, how you're losing on the judges' scorecards. How are you going to win this fight? Let me pause it real quick, just so we can adjust. Go back to where we were. Okay, we're right here. How are you going to win this fight, Usyk? With an overwhelming amount of pressure, an overwhelming amount of volume. Beautiful fight. Beautiful fight. This is what makes you a champion. Ali shuffle. This is what makes you a champion, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful way to end the round. Beautiful way. And this could be a position where Usyk gets dropped against Tyson Fury. You never know. We have to see if he's able to come back. I like to see his overwhelming amount of power, his speed. We have to talk about his technical abilities, how he can be a technician, how he pause, finds range, gets the drop, gets the counter, pause, keeps his pause out. Right here, if you look at his combination, he's just flowing. His opponent's going to the body, so what does he do? He goes uppercut. And then after he goes uppercut, you can see he still touches to the body shot to the body. He will always touch the body. He's never going to leave the body out of sight. He will never just keep head hunting. Opponent gets dropped right there, clean in the 9th round out of 12. Then I want to just fast forward a little bit just so we could get to this fight right here against Anthony Joshua. We have to see how he looked against Anthony Joshua as well as we go round 5 out of 12. But I want to look at round 8, round 9, round 10. See how this... We know a guy like Anthony Joshua is a little bit of a plotter. He just lost to Daniel Dubois, so maybe he's not as good as a lot of people expected him to be. But when we look at the way his head movement was looking against... Usyk was looking pretty good in this fight. The only thing is, it's just an overwhelming amount of pressure where Anthony Joshua just has this power, and that's the X factor. So Usyk has to deal with so much of range. He's at a disadvantage from range. He's at a disadvantage from reach. And he's at a disadvantage from as physical attributes. When you just look at both of these guys, you're going to think Anthony Joshua should be able to just run right through a guy like Usyk. But when you see how he's capable of closing distance, gets hit, eats a punch, has a good chin. He doesn't even have a beard. We know Tyson Fury grew a beard for this fight or just in general. But this guy has a strong chin. Usyk touches to body, and most of his shots are to the body. I would say around 50% of the shots that he throws are to the body. And that's why we need to see how he's teeing off on Anthony Joshua, making this guy look like an absolute mess, and showing us what boxing truly is. Then we have to look at his most recent fight, obviously against Tyson Fury. But then right here, Daniel Dubois, by far one of my most favorite wins from him. Obviously, sometimes it's not going to load a little bit because of, I don't know, Twitter just doesn't want to load. Maybe I'm loading too many clips at the same time. But we have to look at the knockdown sequence. We know Daniel Dubois was able to finish a guy like Anthony Joshua, so this win has aged very well. We look at Usyk. Usyk's trying to close distance. You see that close off distance, get off distance, pop shot. That's one of the most important factors. That's why Daniel Dubois is on the back foot the entire fight. It's this guy's pop shots. Gets out of range. Counters. Daniel Dubois on the back foot. Has to be on the back foot. Forced to be on the back foot. How does he deal with pressure? What is Usyk's finishing ability like? Is he able to finish this fight inside the distance? If he has an opponent hurt, is he able to finish his opponent? How does he do? Is this guy like a Dustin Poirier when he senses a finish? Is he going to overwhelm with hooks? Is he going to do anything that he can? Or is he going to slowly try to find his shot methodically like a technician? So he slowly tries to find his shot, slowly tries to find his range, doesn't expend all of his energy, looks for the shot. And he's specifically looking for that left hand. If you look, he's looking for that left hand. He wants that left hand to land right on this guy, Daniel Dubois' head. He's looking for that left hand. Daniel Dubois trying. He's trying. And then right here's the knockdown sequence. Daniel Dubois goes to the body. That left hits. And then let me just move this to the side a little. And he kind of gets dropped. It's like a weird drop. It's like, did he really get dropped? And that's why we have to see this, because there could be an instant where Fury gets dropped like this, and it doesn't even look like he got dropped. But we have to look at this, because if Usyk can drop Daniel Dubois, who's to say Usyk can't drop Fury, because he almost had him on the skates, on the brinks last fight. So I think Usyk can definitely drop Fury. I wouldn't be surprised if Fury even drops him. We know Tyson somehow got through round 9. When we look at this, Tyson Fury somehow got through round 9 last night against Usyk. He got through 4 hard knockdowns against Wilder, also stunning bravery. We go into Tyson Fury's side, and we look at how he looked when he was off the fence. So this is when he got hurt, and you can see in Tyson Fury's face, there's 30 seconds left on the clock. He's going. He eats that punch. You can see it hurt him. You can see he doesn't know where he's at. The face that he makes, the way he leans back on the ropes, you know he doesn't know where he's at, but what does he do? He keeps his hands up. He keeps going, keeps on moving, keeps trying to find distance, tries to clinch, tries to get the collar tie, tries to run away. The rope saved him. He was saved by the ropes and saved by the bell, and he was also saved by the referee. This was one of the most definitive factors of the entire fight. He actually almost dropped him, and who's to say if he dropped him, he probably would have won that, not even by split decision, clearly. So this is obviously the same clip that I just saw. Tyson Fury was trying to land his blitz. The reason why he got caught with a big left overhand, he gets hit with the right, and then left overhand or left straight right across the chin. Makes your whole face turn to the left, turn to the opposite position, and that's going to put you on the skates. This guy, Tyson Fury, has one of the best recoveries, and then I want to see how he has success. So right here, he says, Usyk looked clueless in those mid-rounds when Fury was switching from body to uppercuts. He lost by a single point. If he doesn't get caught in round 9, Fury would have coasted to a victory on all 3 judges' scorecards. Make what you want with that. It's Twitter. People are going to have weird takes or different takes. That's a pretty good take in my opinion. Right here, Usyk is trying to manage distance. Tyson Fury's dancing. He's light on his toes. Fresh. Feinting. Gets almost out of the way, almost like Conor McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez. Over the top, to the body. Show us what you got, Tyson Fury. Show us what you got. Beautiful uppercut. Hurts Usyk. You can tell when a fighter's hurt when they don't want to engage, when they take a little break to engage. You see that? That was a beautiful setup. And the reason why this setup can work again is because Usyk needs to close in range and close in distance in order to set up his strikes to the body, to the top. So if Tyson Fury can set up these uppercuts, Tyson Fury can have a successful night against Usyk. Right here, I want to show this because we have to see how Tyson Fury got dropped. We have to see how he consistently gets dropped in his career and how he's consistently able to get right back up. He has his hands low. He's telling this guy, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hail Mary right overhand. We know Deontay Wilder's famously known for that. So wild shots are able to land on Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury gets dropped in round 2. Obviously, he still had hair, so this was when he was really young. But we see why he was able to get dropped. He disengages from the clinch. He's trying to throw to the body. Not defensive enough when he's throwing to the body. Usyk is way more defensive, picking his shots to the body than Tyson Fury. And then the last thread of Tyson Fury, we have to see again on how Deontay Wilder was able to drop him right here. We know Deontay Wilder has that beautiful power hand and beautiful left hook to finish him. We look at it, right over the top, and then left hook finishes the job. I think Usyk might be able to finish the job. We know Tyson Fury has beautiful recovery. I will say, though, this fight will be an absolute banger, an absolute treat to watch. Tyson Fury can have success in setting up different combinations, in setting up the uppercut, and setting up different angles in order for him to come back. I do think if he doesn't get dropped, if he doesn't get wobbled, he might have a successful victory in just dancing around the cage for all 12 rounds, but you can't be perfect for all 12 rounds. Eventually, you're going to have to give up a round, or eventually you might have to get caught. You know, even if he does get caught, he has one of the best recoveries I've ever seen in the game. He was able to come back after getting dropped in round 12 and successfully have a beautiful career, undefeated. The last time he lost was to Usyk, who he is now rematching. And then right here, we look at this. This is obviously against Tom, where he got famous for the head movement, so I'm going to skip that. But obviously, we have to look at here. He defeats Otto Willen via unanimous decision over 12 rounds. It was a clear win for Tyson, but a nasty cut brought him close to suffering a major upset loss when he fought, though. So obviously, sorry for the audio, but he can get cut too as well. Fury gets cut easily. You know, you get older. There could be a massive cut where Tyson Fury gets cut or Usyk gets cut, and it's the determining factor for the entire fight. We know that if Tyson Fury gets cut, sometimes you don't want a doctor stoppage, but it's possible. If there's a cut like this, you know Tyson Fury can fight all 12 rounds. It's just a matter of if he gets cut in the first, second, or third. If Usyk gets cut, you never know. This fight might not go the distance. So I recommend take either side. Take Usyk at a -154. Take Tyson Fury at a +126. I recommend my best prop for this fight is that this fight goes the distance at a -150. Honestly, let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you guys think is going to win this fight. And let me know who you guys got, and let me know your best props. I think there'll be one knockdown in this fight, over 0.5 at a -185. Honestly, if you go method of victory, I think it'll be either Usyk points or decision at a +165, or Tyson Fury by points or decision at a +370. There's some money to be made here, guys. Enjoy the boxing, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys enjoy this fight because it's a treat. And every now and then we get some nice boxing treats. So stay tuned. And stay tuned for Roman Kopylov versus Chris Curtis in-depth breakdown. Let's get it. I'll see you guys. Let's go. Peace. Let me know who you got. Let's go. Hey.